In commemoration of the International Day of Disability, Plan International, in collaboration with Catholic Relief Funds, Christian Aid Nigeria, and Oxfam, has organized an event to provide a platform for young people with disabilities to share their challenges and advocate for their rights. Clearview's Florence Joshua, who was at the event, tells us more.
According to the Nigerian Population Commission, approximately 9.6% of Nigeria's population, which translates to about 19 million people, live with disabilities. However, the president of the Network for the Advancement of People with Disability estimated around 27.3 million Nigerians, roughly 14% of the population, live with disabilities. The event, aimed at creating a safe space for young people with disabilities, featured keynote speakers who highlighted the major challenges faced by people with disabilities in Nigeria. The speakers emphasized the need for government intervention to address these challenges and ensure inclusivity and accessibility to equal rights for all.
Decided to bring in together young people with disability to come and share their worries, their concern, using the arts world to explain to the world that there is need for them to be included in programs, processes, and what organizations and government is doing. They should be remembered when policies are being developed and even implemented. They should be they should be on the table, same as people that are not with a disability.
Currently in Nigeria, we're looking at, when we talk about inclusion feels as if it's like just putting a droplet of water in a big ocean, where when you're having a program, you just bring like one or two persons with disability just for them to say, oh, we were inclusive. It's beyond that. You have a building in your office, or you have an organization that does not even hire a person with disability, is one of the challenges as well. You're looking at it from that point that, oh, they cannot give you the services that you think a person without disability can give. I've actually engaged with a lot of persons with disability. They are very intelligent beings. So I, for one, from my knowledge that I gain as an inclusion expert, I see beyond the disability. I see the person first. I see what that person can bring to the table without me also looking at, oh, because this person's ability, he might not be able. So that's assumption. So why don't you give that person that chance to be able to prove themselves?
Just hearing the figures that were rolled out by Chinelu, 35 million Nigerians with one form of disability or the other. And to think that these were the most recent figures in 2023, and that's a marked increase from 2020, when we had about 27 million Nigerians. So a lot needs to be done to amplify the voices of persons with disabilities. We are happy to have the opportunity, for this space to listen to those voices, to share in the opportunity to advance more inclusive outcomes.
The event provides an opportunity for young people with disabilities to share their experiences and demand action from the government to address the barriers of accessing education, healthcare, and employment for people with disability.
I think that persons with disabilities can do this, or, oh, I think art can do this for persons with disabilities, and why don't we find a place for them to connect? So that was where this program started from. We started from disability inclusion and then closing that gap, because honestly there's a gap, if I'm being honest. A lot of my friends do not even understand what disability inclusion is. So as much as they even try to be inclusive, they can't fully be inclusive. So why not have a space where we can all communicate, play, and create?
One thing the government can do, really, they've made a very beautiful law for persons with disabilities. So implementation is where I think the government would try to improve, like making roads more accessible for the blind, for those on wheelchairs, those with crutches, and every other form of disability. Making the roads accessible, making the libraries, the banks, and every other public places more accessible, and Nigerian Orientation Agency, that's NOAA, should also do more in terms of awareness, creating awareness, helping people to know the disability and how persons with disabilities can be respected and loved, helping them to understand that disability is not a limitation, it is not a disease that should be avoided. Rather, persons with disabilities are equally humans that should be respected, loved, and given their rights.
Organizers of the event have made a passionate appeal to the government to implement policies and programs that promote inclusivity and accessibility to equal rights for people living with disabilities and to ensure that their rights are protected and respected. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.